Devils would be this hot in February. You are pretty darn smart. Welcome to all of you. This is NHL Power Rankings. Lauren Shehadi, Wes Goldstein. Wes, I don't know if I would have thought that, especially with Martin Brodeur going out. 8 consecutive wins to end January. What's going on there?
They're playing great hockey right now, and this is kind of surprising because this team didn't look all that good at the beginning of the year, and when Brodeur went down, it looked like their season was over. But Scott Clemenson, their backup goalie, has done a great job. They're getting a lot of offense, which really is surprising for the Devils. This has always been known as defensive team. They're scoring a lot of goals. They're getting offense 5-on-5, and they're getting it from a lot of different players, and that's why they're winning games.
So they were a bubble team with Brodeur. Without him, they're contending. What about their backup goalie?
Well, Clemenson is a great story. He's been in the minors basically all his career. He's been a backup goalie. He's having his first real shot at playing regularly this season with Brodeur gone, and he's done a great job for them. He will continue to carry the load until Brodeur comes back, which will probably be in mid-March. At that point, I think Brodeur will kind of ease back into the situation. Obviously, when they go into the playoffs, Brodeur is going to be the #1 guy. He's too good a goalie not to have that position back again. But I think Clemenson has done a great job, and I think he'll be a valuable asset down the road.
Okay, so it'll take a while for him to ease in back into that #1 role. Let's check out your power rankings. Let's look at San Jose. The All-Star game pretty costly when it comes to injuries.
Yeah, they lost Dan Boyle, who played. This is his first All-Star game as a starter. He had a freak injury last year when he was with Tampa Bay, and apparently he hurt his wrist. San Jose is not confirming the type of injury, but he was walking around last week with his wrist pretty heavily taped up, so the assumption is he hurt his wrist during the game, and he missed 3 games coming out of the break, so that does hurt the team.
Okay, and going further down your power rankings, the Caps at the 3 spot, Jose Theodore, a second-half player last season, perhaps this season again.
Absolutely, and I think really last year with Colorado, Theodore took his game to another level in the second half. He brought the Avs to the playoffs, and I think that's what got him a free agent contract this year with Washington. He didn't start off very well, and the Caps suffered as a result, but he's been playing great since the beginning of January, and with the kind of firepower that team has, having him play that way, that's a dangerous team.
Okay, and of course, New Jersey and Detroit rounding out your top 5. I want to talk about the Canadiens. They're in a tough spot, a new batch of injuries, new round of injuries for them.
Yeah, they lost 2 key players yesterday. Robert Lang, who's one of their top scorers, he went down with a bad injury. It looks like he's gone for the year. Guillaume Latendresse hurt his shoulder yesterday. They already have Alex Tanguay on the shelf. And some of their big guys like Kovalev, who had a great All-Star game, is not playing well lately. So they have a bit of a problem these days.
You know, you were talking to me earlier, said he's been doing podcasts all morning about Ottawa firing their head coach. Just 48 games for him.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of inevitable in that kind of market with the pressure, and when the team's playing as badly as it has been, you look to fire the coach. But I don't think the coach is the issue there. I think there's a lot deeper problems than behind the bench. But I think, again, you have to basically at least satisfy the public to some extent. People want blood, and the coach is usually the one that gets.
So where do they go from here? How do they start over?
Well, I don't think they're going to do. I don't think they can start over this season. This is not a playoff team. They brought up their minor league coach, who's going to finish off the rest of the year. I think they have to look at kind of shuffling the deck there, making some change to the trade deadline, and looking to rebuild for next year.
Not a playoff team for the first time in a very long time. Wes Goldstein, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for your time for everything NHL, CBSSports.com.